Good evening, candidates. I welcome you for this extraordinary meeting on, say, mock 2 interview, because there is not going to be sufficient time before us. And another important reason is even people coming for second mock interview, they were not able to answer the basic questions which are asked in the previous interviews. I am feeling very sad. Not only I say people who are not good in English and all that. No, people who are good in English also. There are so many reasons given. Number one, a person says, "Sir, my mother is sick. I could not get time." Number two, another person says, "My grandmother is sick. I cannot do it." Number three, another person says, "I cannot get up early and come for your interview." So I am terribly angry over this, boys and girls, because you cannot adjust for 1 day mock interview like this. How do you expect your organization to bend to your needs? Impossible. You will not be able to succeed. So then another type of people say, "Sir, I am employed. I don't get time." Today, I had an interview for a Bank of India IT, first interview only, and the person could not answer the basic questions relating to computer. And this is not an ordinary person. This person is working as a post office postmaster in a place, and the salary is very low, 18,000 rupees. And the reason she says is, "Sir, no reason. No, sorry, sir, no time." No, I am preparing for IBPS. I was preparing. So what is then? How do you expect you to succeed in the interview? Tell me. Normally, I am not used to this type of a crowd of people where people are not prepared. Last year, I had excellent group, 140 people selected, wherein everybody, in fact, I conducted only one interview, and everybody studied the portions given to them. Now, you people don't care to study. That is the complaint. Even in respect of very participative people, I'm not mentioning the names, they were not able to give answers to the expected level. True, interview is not going to be very much similar to the questions I am asking you. It can be anyway different, because in interviews, questions are based on the answer you are giving for the first question. All of you must know that point, important. And accordingly, you must try to mention something with which you are familiar. That's one. Number two, is there anybody says, "Sir, I am confused how to start reading"? In fact, today, after 50 days, 45 days, people are telling me, "Sir, I don't know from where to start, where to end." There are people like that. So now, Arya Prakash, you had some doubt to ask. Please ask that doubt immediately.
Sir, few people are in the waiting room, sir.
Achha, few people are in the waiting room. Yeah, okay, admitted. Yeah. Now, please, Arya Prakash, what is the doubt you had? Arya Prakash, what is the doubt you had? Arya
Sir,
Prakash?
nothing, sir.
Nothing.
Nothing, sir.
Nothing in
No, I
common.
haven't.
Perhaps you want to ask separately. Then message me. I will reply what to do. There is no other go. Okay. Because some Arya Prakash messaged me. She wanted to get some doubt clarified. Are there 2-3 Arya Prakash? I don't know. Doesn't matter. So my first complaint to all of you is that you are not studying. You are not preparing. And that is one. Number two, you are not familiar with the basic questions like what is banking. I have told that in hundreds of videos, and you don't have to go anywhere else. You start from the 6th August videos. I have posted 110 videos. Spend some time in listening to them, or go through the materials given, guidely material. One, if I tell you 2-3 things, you will get confused. Guidely material for banking preparation, and for questions preparation, Bankers Adda, and A 2022 interview questions, and old 2022 interview questions. Anybody can say, sir, I don't know where are these materials. I have been giving it frequently. Anybody wants to say, sir, I don't know where is A 2022 material, where is old interview material, I don't know. Please tell. If anybody is there like that, please raise your hands. Nobody. That means all of you know. Even for my sake, for my mental satisfaction, let me give all those things now once again in our WhatsApp group, Federal Bank interview group. I will transfer them later on to Bank of India and Punjab National Bank. This meeting is applicable for all of you, because invariably the questions that are asked in bank interviews, especially credit officer or PO, everything more or less same. They want to ask questions to find out whether you can answer questions confidently. Many people, and about 50% of people, they fail in this case. They don't have confidence. They don't know to speak English in sentences properly, especially for Federal Bank. For your Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, no problem. Even if you speak in Hindi, they will take it up. For people appearing for a Federal Bank, there are 50% of candidates who lack the ability to frame sentences properly. That ability, I don't have an injection with me to give you. I can't give it to you. You have to practice by standing before a mirror and talk to the mirror, or read loudly, practice yourself. That's, I have been telling this from day one, number one. Number two, there will be questions relating to your personality, for which the questions are given in Bankers Adda 10 pages material. Is there anybody who says, sir, I don't know where is that material? Anybody, where is that material? All of you know that Bankers Adda 10 pages material booklet, where the question, first question will be, what is IPO? What is SEZ? Like that, the question will go. Yesterday, I was conducting an interview for a girl, and I started asking questions A, B, C, D. From that, even then, the candidate could not answer. Why is it so? Is it not? I know you are busy. You are busy with work. That may be the reason. But then there is no exception for this. So first and foremost, yesterday, after so many days, a girl asked me, sir, how to introduce myself. I felt very sad. I thought I have been guiding you people very well by conducting classes from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All these days I was with you telling one or the other, and still you come and ask me. I told that girl yesterday, come on, you go to Bankers Adda book. First page itself tells you how you should introduce yourself. You should not tell about your weaknesses unless you are asked. And I have already told you, please prepare for questions relating to your native place, the place you are going to say, or the place where you are living. I have told you many times. And about the state where you are living, general GK. Yes, 6th standard student, 8th standard student, what questions you will be asked, general knowledge level. Prepare at that level, at least. Be ready for those questions. Many of you are not prepared even for such questions. And for people appearing, any IT officer candidate is here? Please raise your hand. Any IT officer? Nobody? Any IT officer? Any credit officer? Acha, Bank of India people have not come. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So IT officer means I have
Yes, sir, we are here. Bank of India credit officers.
Bank of India credit officers.
Sir,
Good.
Punjab
Yeah.
National Bank credit officer.
Yeah, very good. Punjab National Bank credit officers, welcome. So you candidates, for you, the language problem will not be an issue because you can talk in your Hindi or English. Number two, you must be thorough with the details regarding Punjab National Bank and Bank of India as far as quarterly performance figures, 30th June figures. It is all given in the website, or I have shared them also through various videos and posts in your pages. Maybe I have not included it as a paper in the folder. I think for Punjab National Bank, I did that. Please prepare from that angle. Not only that, this question applies to Federal Bank also. Please go through the website of the bank to know about us. And when people are asked to tell about the bank, they start telling me right from India got independence in 1947. No. We don't want history. Especially Federal Bank managers who are young people, they tell them specifically, please tell us what you know about our bank. No history. Possibly you can make a reference. It was started by so-and-so in the year so-and-so. Now the present chairman or MD is so-and-so. From there, get to your whatever things you want to tell about the bank. Whenever introduction of a bank is to be done, what are the things required? Number one, possibly the date, year of starting, person who was instrumental. Number two, the present person in charge of that, where the headquarters is. After that, you have to tell how many branches are there. If there are foreign offices, a few point about it. Don't talk history on that. Don't make a big essay on that. Then after telling about the branches, tell about the number of ATMs, tell number of cash recyclers, if any. If you know the customers in Federal Bank, they tell us the customers. So you tell about the customers. Then you come straight to the figures as on 30th June. That is one strategy. Another strategy is telling about some important achievements of the bank, namely the awards they have got, something very important which has appeared in the newspaper or they have given in the press release in their website. I don't want you to know something which is a secret. You are going to tell what is given in the website only, or which you come across in the social media. Please tell about that. Okay. And then in the case of Federal Bank, I used to tell them to include about corporate social responsibility. Maybe that is applicable for other banks also. Please check up what. And here again, regarding corporate social responsibility, I have shared yesterday a link, possibly in Federal Bank group. I will share it today in the other groups also. That is only one good material we came across. It tells briefly who are all the companies we have to perform corporate social responsibility. Can Manpreet Kaur try this question? What is the criteria regarding corporate social responsibility? Manpreet Kaur. Manpreet Kaur, can you answer this? Or you have problem in answering it, you can't answer. If you don't know, you can say, no, I don't know. See, this is one important thing. Whenever an interview, they ask a question and you don't know, what is wrong in your telling immediately, I don't know. I don't know whether it is a problem with internet here or what is the reason. So if you don't know, you must tell that I don't know. See, I was under the impression say I know about corporate social responsibility because I used to go through that what is that Wikipedia. But yesterday one participant, a good participant, he was able to guide me. Hari Krishnan, has he come here today? No, I remember that name because he was very good in telling about that. He only referred that. Then I checked up with our
Sir, I can tell about this corporate social responsibility of Bank of India.
please tell.
Sir, construction of toilets for schools and the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Then solar street lights and hand pump sets in rural areas. They contributed for the rainwater harvesting mechanism, for ambulances to hospitals, catering to economically challenged sections of the society, wheelchairs to physically challenged sports persons and others. Then vehicle for institutions providing food, skill development training for SC, ST, OBC, and assistance for welfare of defense personnel.
Good. Now, my question was, what is the criteria for enforcing about what is this corporate social responsibility?
Yes, sir. Can I?
Yeah, please tell.
Yes, sir. I think you are referring to the point of any company who is having a profit of 5 crore and above should keep
Exactly.
2% of profit for CSR activity.
Exactly. Because yesterday I shared that link. If you have that link, you please share it in your group, please. Yesterday, because now what happened, because candidates are posting certain other messages also in our group, to get our own material, which I posted yesterday, it takes so much time to reach that. Yeah, what is that? India's economy market guys offline. Yeah. So anyhow, I will try to find out that and give you that later on. Otherwise, Harita, please share it. Harita, you are going for Bank of India or PNB?
Sorry, so Federal Bank only.
Federal Bank only. Please post it in Federal Bank and I will transfer it to others also. Okay. That yes, you are. Did you go through the material I gave you yesterday? Some that Hari Krishnan's class in the evening, or you are telling based on some other points you have studied. Doesn't matter. We will share that one. So this is like this corporate social responsibility can also be mentioned about the bank. And then about bank introduction means always you should tell what is the total business done. Total business done means deposit plus advances, then net profit. These are the details I have already given in Federal Bank A 2022 for that, and the first page itself, like profit, what are the things I have given there? I am forgetting. Can anyone tell me what are the details I have given in that first page?
Yes, sir. May I?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You have given total business that is 4.06 lakh crore. Deposits it had made of 2.22 lakh crores. With advances 1.87 lakh crores. Along with that net profit of 853.74 crores. And GNPA and NNPA respectively are 2.38 and 0.69%. Bank's net worth of 2,224 approx as on 30th June. CRAR as per the Basel III norms stood at 14.28%. Book value of the price stood at 105 rupees. Bank share price at present is 143 rupees. Market capitalization 336.31 billion. And equity capital stood at 423 crores.
Exactly. Very good. She told this, and how she could remember this. This is what is important. And if you are unlucky, they may ask something other than this also. Like this, I want Manpreet Kaur to prepare for Bank of India and somebody from Punjab National Bank to prepare for them and post in your site so that I will copy it and put it in some other place. You have to prepare like this. Yes, please.
Sir, them are in the waiting room, sir.
Again, waiting room.
And
some are
also,
not
sir,
able to join and also waiting in WhatsApp group. They are messaging.
how their interview.
Now I have admitted. I am admitting them
Sir,
all.
did anyone mention how their interview was? Like, what were the questions asked or
Nobody
anything?
has come. Nobody has come. Nobody
Sir,
has. I know people are very. Yeah. Tell me, anybody
my
could
friend,
learn any questions you could get across today?
yes, sir. I got some questions from my friends as
Acha.
we for interview.
What
May
is
I
your
share?
what is your name?
No, sir, I didn't go through for the interview.
Nah.
My friend. Okay.
True, I am asking. I am not able to see your name
Okay,
here.
Moksha, sir. Moksha
Pardon?
Malla. Moksha Malla.
Moksha Malla. Please tell us the questions they told you.
First, it was like your name, family, and your introduction. Along with that, they even asked, my friend shared their hobbies as chess and something related to, they asked about the chess, who was the player recently who won the championship, any moves which is frequently used in while playing the chess. Apart from that, she was asked about Niti Aayog president, what's the role of Niti Aayog, significance of G20 with respect to India, and vice president name, finance minister's name. Then apart from that, it was mostly of general questions. She didn't get come across with the questions of federal bank or this banking awareness. They only asked the general questions.
Acha, no banking awareness questions were asked.
No, sir. No.
If that is the case, our problem is much more complicated. They can ask anything under GK. And unfortunately, this Niti Aayog, I have not been laying stress all these days. So please, candidates, go through about Niti Aayog. Who is, normally, they will not ask full details, functions and all. They will ask you who is the chairperson of Niti Aayog, famous question. Who is the chairman of Niti Aayog?
Narendra Modi.
Yeah, Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Then they will ask about who is the vice chairperson of Niti Aayog. I think Suman Beri, something like those details. Suman Beri, and I think I wrote it in this notebook about few months back.
Yes, Suman Beri.
Then who is the another post is there, na? Another post is also there. CEO. What is the CEO? Who is the CEO?
BVR Subramanian.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So like that, you must be able to tell about them. So Moksha, any other question you are able to remember? Tell. Moksha?
It was, it was like, would you be able to relocate? Even this question was asked, why banking sector?
This is a routine question which has no relevance at all, but they have to ask this. They will ask everybody, right from engineering student, science student, then economic student, everybody, why do you want to come to banking? Silly question. They want to test whether you can talk in English comfortably. That is their object. And was this interview in Kerala or in New Delhi?
New Delhi, sir. Even she was asked on what was the current news or what's happening in Delhi, because she had her interview in Delhi, so the question was free.
These are Delhi. So this is mostly Delhi, because Delhi people, they are more happy about G20, then G20, and then this one, what is that? Niti Aayog, and local problems based questions they will ask. It is not an indication. Bangalore, they will not ask. So you be prepared about Niti Aayog. Go to Wikipedia, get to know about it. Then it has replaced Planning Commission, true. And who are all the members of that, all the chief ministers and all that. Please get to know some details about it, so that you can tell about 4 or 5 lines only. And another problem I found today in an interview of a candidate, today I have not recorded any interviews. Just like that, I said, please don't save it. Everything I discarded them. Today, yesterday also, many people were talking not so relevantly, which will tarnish their image. So I removed the videos. So the point is, you must, regarding G20, of course, how to prepare, I don't know. Can anyone speak a few words about G20 important points? Because
yes,
I am not.
Sir, may I?
Yeah, please speak.
Yes, sir. G20, India is currently hosting 18 G20 session at present, with the theme called One Nation, One Future, One Family. And it is currently being held, it will be held at New Delhi, Bharat Mandapam from September 8 to September 9 to 10. After having this G20, Brazil will be holding this session. the main focus of the G20 is to have a conversation and have a dealing on the smooth flow of the financial sector and the future trends, how we should deal with the current scenario such as the Russia-Ukraine war, which is affecting the supply chain of the economy. So how to deal with that, the discussions would be based on. And even for the digital payment infrastructures, discussions would be laid on that. And basically G20 comprises of the 75% of the world trade and 2/3 of the world's population. That's it.
Good. 1 minute. Like you said in the end, that's it. Aisa nahi bolna hai. I think you will not tell like this in the interview. In the interview, you won't tell. Otherwise, your making was good. Your points were good. But then today in newspaper, some reference has come. Prime Minister has told that the major problem the world is now facing is the inflation. So please get to know about what is inflation and how to tackle inflation by RBI. That also you please get to know. And then can anyone tell me where is the need for this G20?
Sir, G20 actually began in 1999 to tackle the economic issues which was persistent during 1990s to early 2000s. So it was a forum for financial ministers. Later it converted to a forum of heads of the state. So that there was a transition. So earlier it was completely focused on finance. Later it turned to a wholesome body with every nook and corner is considered here.
So G20 members, can you name a few of them?
Yes, US, UK, France, India, Indonesia, China, Russia, South Africa, Brazil.
All big countries are here and all problematic countries are also here. Correct, correct. China, Russia, USA, these are the competitors, you know. One way, this way, that way they are going. Very good. Good, good,
Yes.
good. Nice. So I was telling you about how to prepare about the bank. And is there any other new point you feel? NPA. NPA percentage and GNPA, then NNPA. And especially credit officer candidates, you must know, and others also, probationary officers also, you must know what do you mean by GNPA? What do you mean by net NPA? What do you mean by provisions? How much provisions are to be made? I think I have told this in more than one meeting where the advances granted have become NPA, and if it is a secured advance, I mean, the regarding this NPA, let me tell about it briefly so that people who have not studied about it will remember. Number one, first point is that, see, in the case of bank advances, where the repayment of a principal is, that is installment and interest, is outstanding for more than 90 days from the due date, it will be classified as a non-performing asset. The first stage of classification is known as substandard. What are the next two classifications? Can anyone tell me?
Standard
Doubtful assets and loss assets.
Doubtful assets and loss assets.
Correct. Doubtful assets and loss assets. Prior to this substandard is an account known as standard assets, where installments are paid properly and everything is in order. Now, where an account is classified as a substandard, please note down, if the advance is a secured advance, you have to provide 15%. If the advance is an unsecured advance, you have to provide 25%. Non-commerce students, non-finance students will not understand what is meant by provision. Provision means, see, now 100 rupees has become NPA. If I am going to treat that full 100 rupees as a loss in this year, my loss will become very huge and it will affect the interest of my company. So the banks have been told, If 100 rupees is now becoming bad today, so you please provide 15% if it is secured, 25% it is unsecured. Provide means debit your expenditure for that year. So when that happens, the problem of NPA is that you do whatever interest is charged every month towards that account cannot be taken to income account. It has to be kept in a suspense account. Then you have to provide, that is debit expenditure for that. That means two losses for you, two types of losses. Not only are you not getting interest on the loan amount, but you have to provide for that towards expenditure. So that stage is, if it is substandard, then it is 15%, 25% secured and secured. Then after 1 year, the account will become D1, doubtful 1. In that case, secured means 25, unsecured means 40. And after 24 months, it will become D2, in which case secured means 40%, unsecured means 100%. Then after 3 years, it is changed to D3, that is 100% whether it is secured, unsecured also. Earlier itself, we have provided 100%. So D1, D2, D3. In any one of these stages, if an auditor complains, makes comment about lack of security, then the account will be transferred to loss assets. And once the account comes to loss assets, 100% provision has to be made. This is the question. 100% provision is to be made. So this is about NPA. So now you know what is GNPA. GNPA is the total non-performing asset of the bank. GNPA percentage means total non-performing asset of the bank divided by total advances of the bank into 100. That is GNPA. Net NPA means GNPA minus what? Provisions is equal to net NPA divided by 100. Sorry, net NPA divided by total advances into 100 is net NPA percentages. So this also you must be thorough with this about banking. But sometimes some rare questions will be asked. For example, if you say your father is working in railways, there will be questions relating to railways. If you tell your father is working in Provident Fund, there will be questions relating Provident Fund. If you tell your father is working in post office, questions about that. If you tell your father is working in a particular bank, there can be questions relating to that bank, not very deep questions. Who is the chairman and how is that bank functioning? Some silly questions they will ask. You have to be prepared for those questions, especially credit officers. Credit officers, number one, you have to go, not only credit officers, but also our federal bank, MCOM students, BCom student, BCom is not there, MCOM students, MBA students, finance students. You must go through the 20 pages material I have given on commerce related, which is not sufficient. After that, you should go through credit officer file I have shared with you. In that credit officer related questions I have given, you have to go through that, like what is trial balance, what is trading account, what is a profit and loss account, what is net profit, what is gross profit, what is balance sheet, what is liabilities, what is assets. Silly questions that are asked are, why capital is shown in liabilities? 50% of the commerce students, finance students do not know the answer. Business is a separate entity. Shareholders are separate entity. That is why capital is shown as liability in the balance sheet. Likewise, what are the different components of liabilities? Majority of the candidates forget to mention about the deposits. that are held by the bank. When I ask about bank balance sheet, liability side, what are the items that will come? They will ask. Then you have to tell that. Then they will ask what are the items that will come under the asset side of a bank balance sheet. You should tell fixed assets like land, building, machinery, vehicles, etc. Then current assets by balances of our bank with other banks, with the Reserve Bank of India, and the loans and advances given by the bank. Likewise, you should tell that point. Then somebody is talking, please avoid talking. Whose mic is on? Can you tell me whose mic is on? I will switch off. Please don't talk. Yeah. So see, once I come to credit area, the questions are like this. Then there will be questions asked in the previous interviews, like say, Bank of India people and Punjab National Bank people, have I given you Indian Bank promotion material? Bank of India people, I think I must have given as a link. You go through that. In that, at least about advances, what are the points they are telling, etc. And about assessment of working capital. So credit officers must know how term loan proposals are assessed and how working capital is assessed. Well, there are 2-3 methods of working capital analysis. Please prepare on that. Term loan, most important, you should know about debt service coverage ratio, current ratio. Then certain other important ratios are given. Please go through that. Apart from that, sometimes questions are asked, what is funds flow? What is cash flow? All of us know it we can perceive it, but we can't express it. So you please practice developing your skill to communicate on that as far as the credit officer's post is concerned. Credit officer's post question, most of the questions will be related to what is asked for probationary officer, because you are now going for only PGDBM course training. They will teach you everything there. Now they want to know whether you are competent enough to understand and communicate to others, whether you have good communication skill. So besides the regular questions that are asked in IBPS PO interview, asked in Federal Bank interview, I have shared these questions to you also. Apart from that, you will be asked questions related broad areas regarding credit. They want only for MBA students, they will ask deep questions, and later on you will be given training. So you don't have to bother too much about, say, there are very many other big concepts like, say, what is that? That is one, credit monitoring arrangement. Oh, those things are there. Those are not required for you at this stage. In fact, after going through yesterday, I came across one new word. And after knowing about the new words only yesterday, I posted videos, some return on assets, return on capital employed, like that posts I have made. Please watch those videos, prepare on those lines for what is that? The credit officers. And you know, the one word I came across, ECNOS, that is something related to export and all. That was asked in one interview. I have given this in the questions given to you also. So please prepare for such questions also, credit officers. Credit officers, don't worry. It's not going to be tough. They will ask, that is why they are trying to find out in GD. First in GD, and please go through Chat GPT 100 material I have given you. Anybody is not aware of what is that content? All of you are aware that I have shared a material link, Chat GPT download. Nothing is my own. Whatever Chat GPT gave me on different topics, or the group discussion ideas gave me, I have just downloaded that and given to you. All of you know where it is. Otherwise, I have given you the link today in Federal Bank. I gave yesterday also in Bank of India, Federal WhatsApp also, and PNB also. I will share them today. So that is what it is. So that is for credit officers. Credit officers, you based on your first mock interview I conducted to you, based on the feedback I have given to you, please prepare in deep about Bank of India, then about the credit aspects, then about the basic aspects of banking. What is banking, etc. This thing you prepare. Regarding banking, I will explain when I talk to Federal Bank people. Now, Punjab National Bank, do you have any doubts now regarding credit officer? Anybody from Punjab National Bank?
Sir, I'm from Punjab National Bank.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I don't have any doubts.
What is your degree?
MBA Finance and CMA Inter, sir.
Bob, you have done so big studies. For you, it should not be a problem. So whatever. Now, any other doubts you have, asked me?
Sir, will there any questions regarding Chandrayaan 3, sir?
This is what is happening in interviews. They can ask.
Oh.
So now, in
Okay,
fact, this is one serious question almost all the candidates ask me. Sir, for how many months should I prepare? The answer for that is last 10 days will be sufficient, or 1 week must be sufficient. You know how these questions are asked. The officers or the general managers or the people from banks, in Federal Bank, mostly branch heads only. They don't have time to go through all these things very deep. So what they do, they just go through the newspaper yesterday, today, tomorrow, and then they come along, say probably with their, what is that? A cell phone. And using that, they will be putting questions to you. Now, could you understand, Federal Bank people? See how the questions are framed is based on what has come in today's newspaper, yesterday's newspaper, and what is going to come in tomorrow's newspaper. Something that is important happening, they will ask. Do you understand what I mean? So please prepare for at least 1 week news. And I have told yesterday also in the WhatsApp group, please read at least one normal newspaper, Times of India, then Indian Express or Hindu, then go through, or your own local material. Then please go through one business material, Economic Times or Business Standard or Financial Express. Before going, I have been telling this in many interviews, before going for the interview, the previous day evening or that day while traveling in the auto or train also, please verify what are the RBI rates. That is, what is CRR? Some candidates could not answer this question properly. CRR 4.5%, SLR 18%, then repo rate 6.5%, standing deposit facility 6.25%. What is that? 3.35 is what is that? Reverse repo rate. Reverse repo rate. Then 6.75 is bank rate. Then marginalized bank rate is 6.75. Touch wood, majority of the officers, they will not tease you to ask what is the difference between standing deposit and this thing and all. That much detail, nobody has got time to listen to and think and ask. However, let me tell you, repo rate is the rate at which Reserve Bank of India lends money to commercial banks based on securities for short-term period. This short-term period is not defined anywhere, but most of us, we take it as 14 to 90 days. Then where
treasury bills होते हैं ना?
Pardon?
Treasury bills.
Treasury bills is what the Reserve Bank is selling to the public. Selling to the public or the banks. You mean the security? Are you mentioning about security?
Yes, sir. Yes. T-bills.
No, I don't know what type of security they take. Government securities. They take government securities, retain them with them, and then they give it. I don't know whether they will take. Yeah. Treasury
Yes, sir.
bills.
They actually take treasury bills.
No. Treasury bills are short-term duration, maximum 364 days. So that can fit
Yes.
into this. That can fit into this for short-term advance of repo rate. Then when the bank needs long-term finance, they have to pay 6.75% interest. For that also securities they have to give. And after all that, when the bank suddenly needs some extra finance for overnight balance, that is known as MSF rate, that is 6.75. That is normally given for 1 day if it is a weekday. If it is on a Saturday or Sunday, it is given for 3 days. So that it is like having 2-3 hotels in a same street or 2-3 facilities for the same bank for different purposes. The standing deposit facility is a new facility that was started in the year 2021 April, whereby in order to say suck the extra funds in the market, RBI said, if you have surplus funds, you come and keep it up, keep the money with us, and we will give you 6.25% interest. The same thing is happening under reverse repo, where it is 3.35, and the 6.25 you can give only when the Reserve Bank calls for it. Reserve Bank calls for it, and this 3.35 normally banks can approach to keep it, but nowadays nobody will go and give it at 3.35 because the rate of interest is higher now. So that is what is about. See, many candidates are not able to answer. This question is applicable for all the three of you, namely Reserve Bank functions, more especially Monetary Policy Committee. Prepare for this, get to know who is the governor, get to know who are the 4 deputy governors, get to know what are all the subsidiaries of RBI. This much is sufficient. Sometimes when they want to tease you, they can ask you, what is the color of 500 rupees notes? I don't know the answer. Sometimes, what is the symbol given in the 500 rupee note? Honestly, I don't know. So that is only for unfortunate people, unlucky people. Such difficult questions will come. Such difficult questions will come. If you don't know, say, I don't know. That's all. That is the end of it. You can't be compelled to answer that one. So, we have crossed 1 hour mark also. I wasn't aware about it. It doesn't matter. Now is the time for doubts, because I am not having any second round of mock interviews. I am conducting 2 hours today. Thereafter, whenever time permits, I will call you at short notice. You can come and take the questions. Now, those who are willing to take the questions for answering, please raise your hand. And I won't be able to ask everybody, but at least 10 of you, I think I can ask you now. Come on, raise your hand. Those who would like to answer questions. Only these 3 people, Shalini, Porkodi, Moksha Mullah, then Rashmi, YPS, etc. Very good. Yes. Yeah. So I think this much must be sufficient for today. Yeah, sufficient. Sufficient. We'll stop with this. Stop. We will start with Manpreet Kaur. Manpreet Kaur, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Manpreet Kaur, what is your degree?
Sir, I have done MBA in Finance and Marketing.
You are going for Bank of India?
Yes, sir.
Good. Can you please tell us why debt service coverage ratio is taken by banks while analyzing proposals? Which type of proposals do they look into? Manpreet Kaur.
I don't know.
Can anyone
answer this question?
Can anyone?
Sir, for commercial
Yes,
loan,
Yeah,
commercial loan,
Term loans.
basically DSC are mostly used in commercial loans.
term loans, not commercial
Yes,
loans.
term
Term
loan,
loans.
term loan.
Term
Sir,
loans. Yeah.
Either for term loan or working capital loan, the bank will say the debt service coverage ratio.
Normally for working capital में उतना debt service coverage ratio देखते नहीं है, because no, there they don't lay, they go by working turnover capital method and all that. Working capital, there are 3 methods they apply, and that for DSCR is not very much insisted upon in the case of working. However, the present day proposal analyzing consists of all these ratios. In fact, I was discussing with a senior officer. He was telling me whenever proposals come, they feed the particulars onto the computer, and the computer will give you all these ratios steadily. You don't have to know the formula also. Everything computer will do. But this is till you get into the bank. So that's what it is. DSCR is not insisted upon in the case of working capital, according to me. If there is any chartered accountant here or anybody who has worked in a bank with experience, please tell me. Please check it up. Please check it. There is not.
Sir, can I tell?
Yeah.
Can I tell?
Yeah.
Sir, basically, while proposing the loan, we look for the DSCR and ISCR. Means first you said debt service coverage ratio and interest service coverage ratio. In that, we look for the how many the company is able to pay the loan after, means if the basic formula is that we divide the total profit divided by his debt.
GPAY
So
upon
he is
interest.
unable. So the company is eligible to pay the debt. That's the meaning as per DSCR. Means future debt or current debt he can pay out of his profit.
No, actually the answer is not fully complete.
Sir, EBIT by interest plus installments.
Exactly. EBITDA divided by interest plus installments. That is the answer. Earnings before, what is that? What is the expansion?
Earnings before interest and taxes, sir.
Very good. See, the question I was telling you, new question, that is this ECNOS. What is the meaning of ECNOS? You are seeing on the screen? No. Are you seeing on the screen that
No,
one?
sir.
No. The EC, this was asked in one credit officer interview, possibly because this person was doing some work relating to exports, imports and all. ECNOS means export creditor, not otherwise specified in the interest rate structure. So please search like this in Google. It will give you 10 to 15 questions relating to exports. You can go through that also. Good. Very good. So the question was being answered by Manpreet Kaur. She could not answer this well. Now, Manpreet Kaur, you are a very intelligent person. Why should we give preference to you?
Because I have a good communication skills, and I have a good leadership skills because I can lead the team, and I am a quick learner. If you guide me, so I will learn quickly. So I think I can give better performance in the bank.
Can you tell me what is NIM?
NIM is a net interest margin.
What is that?
And if NIM is higher, net interest margin is higher than if NIM is higher than the if the interest we are gaining from the loan is higher than the interest paid on the liability, then the company is in profit. And if the NIM is lower, then the company is not able to fulfill the daily obligations.
No. Manpreet, are you happy about your answer?
No, sir.
So this is what is happening for a very bright candidate like Manpreet. You are also not able to tell it correctly. This is what is happening in interviews, and I get worked up. That is the reason I stopped second interview. So the reason is, when you people are not able to answer the questions properly, that creates a lot of problems. Now somebody else wanted to tell. Please tell.
Sir,
Can I, sir?
means
Yeah. Whomsoever wants to answer this, please answer.
Sir, basically, NIM means net interest margin. It derives from the average interest paid to deposit minus average interest collected through loan. That's my answer, sir.
What is your name?
Means this is a Shubham Shinde.
Pardon? But your answer is 100%, 100% wrong.
Sorry, sir.
100% wrong.
Okay.
आपने क्या उल्टा करके
can I
बता
answer
दिया?
it?
You answered it
Sir,
just
in-
reverse.
Okay.
Can I-
Sorry, sir.
Achha, now somebody else wanted to speak. Some girl, please speak.
Sir,
Sir,
net interest
the difference
margin
between
is the difference between net interest income and net interest on expense divided by average interest on earning asset.
Arey Baba, the last sentence were very confused for me. First one,
Sir,
what did
can
you
I
say?
explain
No.
again?
Same person continue.
Sir.
What did you say about it? Net
Sir, it
interest.
is a difference between the net interest income and net interest on
Listen. Net interest income earned.
Okay, sir. Net interest income earned and net interest on an expense.
Net interest paid. Bus. That will do. Don't bring other things into account. Understand?
Okay, sir.
Average of interest income we are getting from our lending. From that, subtract average of interest we are paying on our borrowings. That is net interest margin. Could you follow?
Yes, sir.
That is how we have to answer. No problem. Good. Now, who was answering it? One more. Manpreet Kaur over. Who was answering it? Somebody else came and answered it. Manpreet Kaur. After that, Ashish. Ashish?
Yes, sir.
You are
Yes,
going
sir.
for Federal Bank or your
No, sir, PNB.
PNB. Can you please tell me what is SIP?
Sir, systematic investment plan it is.
What is that
सर
about?
इसमें म्यूचुअल फंड सर इसमें म्यूचुअल फंड में इन्वेस्ट होता है, लेकिन आप 100 रुपए से इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो या 500 से.
Can you speak something
Sir?
more on that? Can you tell something more on that?
Sir, it basically invested in mutual fund, and there are various segments in that mutual fund. You can invest in you can invest in particular sector.
No,
और
आप हिंदी में बोलिए, कोई तकलीफ नहीं. आप हिंदी सुविधा होगा तो हिंदी में बोलो.
Yes, sir. Sir, इसमें you can invest in sector, or you can invest in dividend stocks. Means which आप उसमें इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं जिसमें आपको ठीक लगे.
Good. Ashish,
There is growth fund also.
Ashish, one more question for you. Where bank will place loans and deposits in its balance sheet?
Sir, bank plays in asset side.
Huh?
In asset side.
Did you hear the question? What did I ask?
Yes, sir.
What did I ask?
Sir, you said that where bank places loans and advances.
No. Loans and deposits.
Loans and deposits. Loans are kept on the asset side and deposits are kept on the liability side.
This is how they put the problem to the candidate. This is a live question asked in Federal Bank to a candidate. The moment you receive loans, you presume it to be advances and you start telling wrongly. Understand, Ashish?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One more question. Can you tell what is your job profile?
Sir, I'm not working. I am preparing.
True. What is going to be your job profile in Federal Bank? In
No, Punjab. It is related to credit.
What is that?
Sir, basically, bank earns from providing loans, and credit manager or that person provides means मतलब वो मनी कहाँ पर स्पेंड होना है और वो जो मनी है वो कहाँ पर ठीक रिटर्न मिल जाएगा, वहां पे कहाँ इन्वेस्ट होना है, उसका डिसीजन क्रेडिट मैनेजर लेता है.
Now, can any other person? 1 minute. I will ask. Everybody should not speak. Rashmi, can you answer the role of a credit officer? Are you applying for credit officer?
No, sir.
No, then not required.
PO.
Sir, I can answer.
Yeah, please answer.
Sir, role of a credit officer is an accountable and responsible job. There is a need for financial data collection. Client credit worthiness has to be checked. Loan application has to be prepared. Client's financial information has to be evaluated. Approving and denying of a loan request has to be done. Then it has to be communicated the decisions which have been taken with the client and the higher authorities for the approval of the loan.
I think more or less correct. You were able to tell that correctly.
Sir, I do have a small doubt, sir.
Yeah, please
Can I
tell.
ask?
Yeah.
Sir, you were talking about the provisions regarding the NNPA, no, sir.
Yeah.
In that particular thing, you were saying that provisions actually means that the loans which is not being repaid in the D1, D2, and D3 year. Is that called provisions? Am I right?
No, wrong. Provisions means the expenditure we are debiting to your account towards those NPA. 100 rupees is now my NPA, secured advance.
Okay, sir.
It is only in substandard stage. Now,
okay, sir.
I will debit my expenditure with 15 rupees. And now, when the books will not be altered, books will remain as it is. My loan account will show 100 rupees. Then the expenditure would have increased by 15 rupees. Then this provision will be credited to an account. So now when I say what is my net NPA, I will reduce this 15 from 100.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. So do not confuse yourself too much. Even experts who have been working in this section for so many days, they are not able to explain properly. But broadly, I have told you. Just tell.
Okay, sir. So basically,
I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, for unsecured, it is 25%, no, sir? Or in the case of...
See, it is all different. I have already read it out to you. In the case of unsecured, it is 25% if it is substandard. But where the account becomes D1 after 12 months, if it is secured, you have to provide 25%. Unsecured means 40%. But credit officers must know. Regular officers need not know. That much is not required.
Sir,
okay,
sir, according to my knowledge, provisions are the profits which are kept aside for meeting the requirements of these NPAs.
No,
is it wrong, sir?
No, that is wrong. Those provisions are different. Those provisions are different. Here, the provision is towards the NPA. Provision towards NPA. There are provisions made for some other reserves, for tax purposes, for acquisition of new assets. That may be different. But here, my 100 rupees is not going to come. I am doubting it. If I am going to debit this entire 100 rupees this year itself into my balance sheet will show a huge loss. So what I do, every step by step, I am going on increasing it. This year, I will give 15. Next year, again, I will provide another 25%. And thereafter, balance 60% I will provide. So that is how it goes. And the role of a credit officer is reviewing loan requests, assessing clients' financial status, evaluating creditworthiness and risks. There is one Glassdoor.com There it is given. All these things are given. I am just copying it, or you can also search in Google and find it out. I am giving this in PNB Specialist Officers 1. Someone PNB officers. Then I should go to Bank of India also. Bank of India credit officers I am posting. Yeah, I have posted this. Correct. Very good. Next question. Next question. That was Ashish. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Sorry. Now, Rashmi, you came here. Rashmi, you are a probationary officer. Which place are you coming from?
Sir, Gulbarga, Karnataka.
Oh, the Turdal girl. You are the
Yes, sir.
Turdal girl. I remember you by that. Good. Now,
Yes,
what is your degree?
Sir, MBA majors in HR and finance.
Can you please tell me what is going concern concept?
Going concern concept, sir. Sir, it is like one of the accounting principle that states that business entity will continue running until its operation is foreseen is in the foreseen future, sir, and it will not be liquidated until any operation is discontinued.
Not bad. Here I find going concern is an accounting term for a company that has the resources needed to continue operating indefinitely until it provides evidence to the contrary. This term also refers to the company's ability to make enough money to stay afloat to avoid bankruptcy. Okay, could you follow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is the real life example of a going concern? A state-owned company is in a tough financial situation and is struggling to pay its debt. The government gives the company a bailout and guarantee all payments to its creditors. The state-owned company is going concern despite its poor financial position. Could you follow, Rashmi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, good. I will ask another question to you. Can you tell some numerical data relating to Federal Bank?
Yes, sir. The Federal Bank's total business is 4.7 lakh crore. The net profit is 853 crore. The operating profit is 1305 crore. The GNPA, NNPA are as follows. That is 2.38 and 0.69% respectively. The total customers are 1.6 crore. The working force is 13,000 plus. And 41% of the workforce are women.
Yeah.
So, and the number of branches are 1,385 and the number of ATMs are 1,360. So, yes, sir.
Next question for you. Can you tell about your 3 best friends? And don't tell their names. Please tell the 3 best friends of yours. What are the 3 qualities they told you to improve? I am not asking the name. I am not asking the names of 3 best friends, but I only want you to tell me. Remember the 3 best friends. What those 3 best friends have told you to improve. Which 3 qualities they want you to improve?
First one is I'm a bit hesitant to speak up in the initial, like starting problem. Once it is kicked up, then I'll never stop. So that is the problem. And the second one is until I finish some work that is assigned to me, I will be very focused upon it. Like I'll be not concentrating on my personal life. Till it is completed, I'll not be having peace of mind. So that one thing. And the other thing is I need to uh, watch more movies and get to know more about entertainment, because I'm not much inclined towards sports and entertainment. So yeah.
Good. Last question for you. Difference
Yes, sir.
between cash flow statement and the funds flow statement.
Cash flow statements depict the cash inflow and outflow that is occurring in the company, whereas in the fund flow is concerned about the major funds that is entering or exiting in the company.
No. What about funds flow? Tell me.
It is majorly the movement of like entering and exiting of the funds, that not actually the actual cash, but overall funds that has been assigned.
A company's cash flow and funds flow statements reflect two different variables during a specific period of time. The cash flow will record a company's inflow and outflow of actual cash. Okay. Actual
Yes, sir.
cash.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
The funds flow records the movement of cash in and out of the company. Same thing, but I don't know. I'm not very clear about it. What is the difference between? On the other hand, cash budget shows the cash inflows or outflows which are expected. That is okay. In other words, cash budget is a projected cash flow statement. Funds flow statement states the changes in the working capital of the business in relations to the operations in one time period. Maybe this is a better explanation. Funds flow statement states the changes in the working capital of the business in relation to operations in one time period. So
Okay,
I suggest you please go through this one. Here
sure,
there,
sir,
there is one 1 minute. There is one website known as keydifferences.com. All of you note it. Keydifferences.com. I am posting in Bank of India. I am posting in PNB. I am posting in Federal. See, if you go to the keydifferences.com, you will find so many questions which will be useful for your interviews. Like they will tell you difference between a private limited, public limited, difference between a bank and NBFC. Like that, so many, I don't know what are the things they are going to give you. Difference between bills of exchange and promissory note, something like that. They will tell you so many ideas. Please go through that. That will help you a lot. Thank you. Rashmi, you
sure,
did.
sir. Thank you, sir.
You did well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yashwant, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yashwant, you are going for our Federal Bank or what?
Sir, Federal.
Federal Bank. What is your degree?
Integrated BTech MBA.
Integrated BTech and MBA.
With a specialization in finance and business analytics.
Ore baba. बाबरे बाप. इंजीनियरिंग भी पढ़ते हैं, उसका साथ में फाइनेंस भी पढ़ते हैं. Correct?
Yes.
Who controls NBFC?
Sir, RBI.
Correct. Can you tell the three functions of RBI?
So the three functions of RBI is to coordinate with the different bank as well as having access to the different type of banking, different roles in the conducting the trials with the bank. Like they have to take the different types of. Sir, I'm completely aware.
Totally
Wrong.
-1 out of 10 marks for this. For a BTech MBA student, Uri boy, itna bada padne ka baad maybe you are not able to speak. That is because of your fear. It is because of the fear to talk in English. I think you studied MBA in your Kannada language or Telugu language. Which language?
In
Hindi.
English.
Which college did you study?
Sir, in Jalandhar, LPU.
Jalandhar?
LPU.
Achal, oh, that some little, what is that? What is that?
Lovely.
Lovely, huh? It's useless. Totally useless. But name is bada bada. बोलता है किसी को 3 करोड़ तलब मिल गया. हाँ. But candidates, I know among you, there will be 10% of you who are good in English. But the only problem for Yashwant is lack of ability to talk in English. That cannot be compensated however much I am going to teach you.
Yes.
Please tell me about stock markets.
So the stock markets are the markets where we sell and purchase the different types of stocks of different companies.
Good. Can you tell me something about BSE and NSE?
Sir, BSE full form stand for Bombay Stock Exchange and NSE full form stand for National Stock Exchange.
Good. Now, who is the chairman of Bombay Stock Exchange?
Sir, the current chairman of Bombay Stock Exchange is SS Mundra.
Super. I was not remembering it and you told me nicely. Who is the chairman of NSE?
Sir, the current chairman of NSE is Girish Chandra Chaturvedi.
Good.
Ashish Kumar Chauhan.
Huh? Pardon?
He is MD and CEO.
Achha.
Yeah. Now let me come to Niti Ayog.
Yes.
Tell me important personalities in Niti Ayog.
The current chairman of Niti Ayog is the Prime Minister of India, and the vice chairman is Suman Beri, as well as the different members that were of the FISCO was Nirmala Sitharaman, Rajnath Singh, Piyush Goyal, and other people are also there.
No, but there is one another person.
Sir, that is CEO BVR Subramaniam.
Suman?
BVR Subramaniam.
Correct. It was previously some Kant and all that. He has changed. Now
that was Amitabh Kant.
Amitabh Kant, yeah. Yes. Amitabh Kant change ho gaya. Now yes, this has come. And here candidates are going for Federal Bank. You please go through this niti.gov.in. niti.gov.in. If you go through at least about us, something like that, and what are the recent things they have done, that will be good. You can know about it. Good. This answer, you did it nicely. Can you please tell me what is the equity capital of our Federal Bank?
The equity capital of Federal Bank, I think near about 4.5 billion.
No, 423.60 crore.
Yes.
423.60 crore. Last question for you. What is the book value per share as on 30th June 2023, as told in the press release?
Sir, of Federal Bank.
Yeah.
So I'm not aware of.
105.04. 1 minute. Hello.
Yes, sir. I am not aware.
Yeah, 1 minute. Hold on. Hello. Yeah, Madhusudan, what is the time now? It's nearing 8:45, na? 8:45. It's okay. Now, is it okay for you to come along with the other candidates in Zoom now? Yes, I can come. Yeah. Yeah, please come. Please come, sir. Please come. Thank you. Candidates, I am just stopping this class with this because I have promised for a session for a scale 3 officer for central bank. You can stay and watch if you want. That will be at a higher level. Please kindly watch that. I will close this video. Thank you, candidates.